Hola, hoy vamos a hablar de saber y conocer. You know? To know or to know. Do you know? So, para conjugar saber, la forma de yo es irregular. So, it's yo sé. Followed by sabes, sabe, sabemos, sabéis, y saben. Saber is used in Spanish for knowing facts, information, and skills. So, for example, tú sabes la capital de Venezuela. It's a fact. Ellos no saben cuándo tenemos el examen, which is information. Y nosotros sabemos las artes marciales, which is a skill. Yo sé jugar tenis, also a skill. Saber is irregular in the yo form. So this is a very common mistake for students. They'll say sabo, and sabo is not a verb form. It's yo sé. Do you remember how to say I don't know? So we all know kind of like no sé. Well, this is where it comes from. It comes from saber. So no sé. Thinking about this will help remind you of its irregular yo form of regular sé. Conocer means to know in terms of familiarity and experience with something. So I know Marco because he is in my class. I know Target because I shop there with my mom. I know Springfield because I grew up there. I know Lady Gaga's music because I listened to it. So conocer is an ER verb, and it is also irregular in the yo form. It has to be because when a C is followed by an O, it takes the hard cup sound, and it would be conozco, which is not the word. So you have to add the Z to make it conozco. Then we have conoces, conoce, conocemos, conocéis, y conocen. Conocer also has an irregular yo form, and there are some other words and verbs that are related to conocer in the yo form. So for example, introducir, conducir, y producir all have that ZC thing happening at the end there. It's a pronunciation change that makes the verb sound better and more like the rest of the conjugations. So how do you choose whether to use saber or conocer? How do you know which one you know? So sometimes you just have to think about the sentence. So there are clues when you're looking at stuff that is being written down and when you're going to say something. So for example, if the verb follows the blank, it's a skill. So for example, Martín sabe hablar inglés. If there's an A in the sentence, a plus a person follows the blank, it's familiarity and becomes conozco a Hugo, which means I know Hugo. So vamos a practicar en un papelito. So take out your pen and paper, or if you're typing this up, get ready. So nosotros blank jugar al ajedrez. Tú blank las partes de una planta. Yo no blank a Martín. Ellos blank la ciudad de Chicago bien. Usted blank cuando es el examen. Blank tú bailar el tango. Nosotros blank el menú de Subway. Vosotros no blank la respuesta correcta. Eva es estúpida. No blank nada. Yo no blank ¿dónde está mi tarea? You'll note here I'm using the gender neutral form of nosotros. It is still not official, but it is starting to be used in some Latin American countries, as well as the pronoun ella for gender neutral third person singular, and ellas for gender neutral third person plural. So take a moment, press pause, and then we'll look at the answers. Okay, vamos a ver las respuestas. So, primero, nosotros sabemos jugar al ajedrez. So it's a skill to play chess, and we know how to do that. Tú sabes las partes de una planta. So you know the parts of a plant. That is information. Yo no conozco a Martín. So I'm not familiar with him. I have not had the experience of meeting him. Ellos conocen la ciudad de Chicago bien. Means they know it very well. They've experienced it. They're familiar with it. Usted sabe cuándo es el examen. Here you have information of when the exam is. ¿Sabes tú bailar el tango? It is a skill, therefore it's sabes. Nosotros conocemos el menú de Subway. That means we know the subway menu, we're familiar with it, we've experienced it. Vosotros no sabéis la respuesta correcta. You all do not know the right answer, that's information. Eva es estúpida, no sabe nada. She doesn't know anything, she has no knowledge or information. And finally, yo no sé dónde está mi tarea. I don't know where my homework is, and that is also information. So that is all. I hope you now know what you know. Adios.